Good morning traders, and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, Monday the 25th of November. Alright, this week not as much data as normal. We have the highlights for this week is Australian CPI data, so the inflation figures are coming out, and also from New Zealand, and both of these happen on Wednesday incidentally. From New Zealand we have interest rates decision. They're the major highlights that we have for this particular week. I believe we also have US unemployment claims, but that's about it. Most of that data happens on Wednesday and Thursday. I've got everything listed here by my side, so please take note. Having said that, let's kick off and let's start off our analysis, and we will start off with the Aussie US dollar. Alright, Aussie US dollar. You can see from my chart that I placed a marker on this possible support level, and I'm waiting for the market to come down towards me. We are still not there. We got to that level last week. We kicked off a little bit, and hopefully we can pull back down. If we get towards here, this is where I'm interested in possibly taking a trade. As always, I will look for price action reversal to confirm for me. So in other words, I'd like to see maybe two candle sets, something like this, and like an inside candle occurring there, and then that could be my trigger to become a buyer in this particular market. In any case, at this stage, I need to wait for the market to get there first, so we just stay on standby on the Aussie US dollar at the moment. All right, let's move along, have a look at the Euro USD. All right, Euro USD, last week I had, let me just show you, let me zoom out first. I had a line on this level here, and I said, let's just see what happens in this region. And you can't really call it a line until you actually have 2 points where the market is actually physically turned. And this is a great example because the market's just gone straight through there. So if I had taken a trade there for just because there was a previous level here, it just does not make sense. Okay, so I just want to highlight that to you. So let's get rid of that marker because I don't need it, and let me zoom in. For the Euro USD at the moment, the most probable type trade is we're definitely in downward momentum. Okay, so as you can see, we've had a pullback and then we've come down. So what I'm going to wait for now is possibly some kind of a pullback. I've drawn in that highlighted area there just to remind me of what I'm looking for. If we do get a bit of a pullback, and then in that pullback I do get, say, like a nice inside candle or a nice reversal pattern occurring there, then that could be my trigger to continue in the trend downwards and take a downward trade. All right, so there's no set fast rule of where that pullback can be, but just start to look for it. If you do get a nice little pullback somewhere in that region there, and then on that pullback you see a really good price action reversal, well then that's your signal to basically see if we can take advantage of that. So our Euro USD at the moment, we'll keep it as this and we'll keep it on standby. Let's see if we get some kind of a pullback to possibly continue in the downward trend that we have already established. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the GBP USD. Okay, what's going on here? So I had this support line, previous support on many occasions, and let's have a look. I believe we did get a setup. Okay, so there's a nice inside candle, these two over here, and consequently it did try to push up, but then it's actually gone down. So if we did take, for anybody that took this trade, we did get stopped down on this one. That's just the way trading goes. So now that line has finally failed, so I don't need it anymore. So let me just get rid of it. And for this particular market, since it's broken that line, what could happen is it could just pull back and then continue again. So we will try and find the next trade somewhere in there on the proviso that it actually does that, because it could just now just turn around and go in this direction. Okay, so let's just monitor this one and let's see what eventuates. And this is all part of the analysis of charts. You need to see, this is like 20 years of looking at charts. You see what common patterns occur. We definitely broke that support line. So the more probable, from my experience, outcome is that it continues to push down a little bit more before it turns. And then on that turn, we're looking to see if we get a trigger to be able to continue in this obviously established downtrend. Okay. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the US yen. US yen still, we haven't bridged this gap that I was looking for. All right, so we're still in an area where I don't really have any reference points to be able to take a trade either that way or this way. So I've been monitoring the US yen, and I will continue to do so, and at least until either it pulls away a little bit, okay, then I can maybe establish a line like this and then try and take that trade when it comes back to the line, something like that. We're a little bit far away from that, or it continues to go up here, and then perhaps I can get an opportunity to trade it off this top level in this direction. At the moment, where it currently sits right now, I cannot do anything, so I will leave this one alone. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at Brent. Okay, Brent, we had a trade set up here, and this one over there. So if you entered this trade, basically you've entered here and you should be up, depends if you're still in or if you've already exited this trade, but it was based off this support line. Okay, we can see that the market had come once, twice, 3 times, and on the 4th time it's happened again. So for those of you who took this one, well done. So we've cancelled out with the losing trade, and now I need to wait for either this one to push along further on before it tries to come back, and let's just see what develops. Okay, but this one, either your first level of profits have already been hit and you're hanging in there for a higher gain, or you're already fully exited out of this one, depending on what your personal trading plan stipulates. All right, let's move along. Let's have a look at the final one for this week. It's gold. Okay, so gold, we've been looking for this. We had that massive rise, unprecedented highs, so record highs, and then we have this big drop off, and now finally it's pushed back forward. So the only thing I can suggest for gold at the moment, given that we are approaching this level very quickly, there is a good probability that this is a double top. Now, what characterizes a double top, it's not just the market getting to a certain level and kicking off on 2 occasions, okay, like that. When you look to the left of your chart, this area here must be empty. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is the market reaches a level where it has not been there previously for quite some time, pulls away, and then comes back to test it one more time, and that's the double top theory. When it tests it the second time, it can often create the double top and kick off. So as we approach there, let's look for price action reversal in this region, and if we do get that price action reversal, then that's our trigger to trade it downwards. Okay, now this is different to what I showed you, say, in the Aussie US dollar. Let me just go back quickly just to highlight that. The Aussie, no, it wasn't the Aussie US dollar, it was the Euro USD, that we had, that I had that level over here, and the market had gone up there, done something, and then come back down. So that's not a double bottom, okay? It's a totally different situation. So I just wanted to make sure that I highlighted that. But the current one here on gold is definitely the potential for a double top. There is nothing to the left of the chart in that region, and it's shooting back rather quickly. So let's see if we do get that opportunity for that one. Okay, so there you go. That's the analysis for this week. Again, let me just post up what the highlights are in terms of data. I've just got them listed over here on my side. The highlights are Australian inflation figures coming out on Wednesday. From New Zealand, we have from New Zealand, we have interest rates decision, and from the US, we have the unemployment claim. So those are the highlights. Please take note. Have a great trading week, and I will speak to you next week for the weekly market analysis. Bye for now.